Really? Would you buy your Harley Davidson motorcycle online? In this video, I'm going to talk about how to buy a Harley Davidson and would you buy it just online? Let's get into it.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel. Please subscribe, hit the bell next to the subscribe button for future videos. Like and share if you will, leave comments and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So I'm talking about how would you buy a Harley Davidson motorcycle, or for that matter, any motorcycle. It's much the same really. Well, the usual thing that one would normally do is either look in the local newspaper, the online ads, whatever, and you see a bike that you like the look of, you see a picture of it, you get all the details, maybe you're buying it off eBay, whatever it is. But essentially, that is just a window into viewing the bike, just to try and entice you in. Then you contact the buyer, maybe you make a bid for it on the provision that when you actually go to see the bike, it's to your liking and the deal can be done. Right, we all know how to buy motorcycles. That's not a problem. But here's a new thing that's just come up into my inbox from one of my local Harley Davidson dealerships. Now, we live in very strange times right now, of course, so a lot of businesses are having to turn to online ways of doing their business, if indeed they can. Now, this local Harley Davidson dealership here have actually offered for you to buy your motorcycle online, and they say they'll be able to deliver it within a week or so. I mean, obviously it depends on which bike you're buying, whether it's a used bike, and obviously if it's a new bike, so on and so forth. Now, the question is, I would assume there's going to be some kind of provision for you to be able to go and see the motorcycle yourself, sit on it, try it, whatever. Can you take it out for a test ride? All this kind of stuff. It isn't actually detailed in this this information that I've got from this local dealership. And maybe dealerships around where you are, if you're under quarantine, lockdown, if businesses are shut down for the time being because of the coronavirus, of course, whether they're operating in a similar way. But the question is, would you buy a motorcycle online? And whether you would buy a Harley Davidson, whether you would buy an expensive motorcycle. Now, of course, we know that you can buy motorcycles anywhere. You can go to Amazon, eBay, you can buy Chinese imports, and they would deliver the motorcycle to you in a crate. You've seen the videos, you've seen people do it. But the thing is, would you buy a motorcycle, especially a used one, without having actually seen it in person and without actually having ridden it in person? Would you buy a brand new motorcycle without giving it a test ride? I know I wouldn't, but would you? So you've got to ask the question, what's in the mindset of a dealership to think that any of their customers, any potential you customers, would go to them, buy a bike online and have it delivered to their house? And when you actually have it delivered to your house, that'll be the first time you see it. What if there's a mechanical issue? What if it is that you just don't like the look of it? What if it actually, you really want to do a bit of window shopping before you buy something? Then you make that decision. Now, there isn't anything like that here. Basically, there is a list of bikes, you put in your order, and that's it. That's what you get. The bike is delivered to your house. I suppose you unbox it, you uncrate it, and you try and start it up, and fingers crossed, it works. Now, I'm not saying that this method of trying to sell motorcycles is a bad one. I think actually it's quite an ingenious way of trying to get more sales through the door, especially during these uncertain times. In fact, going forward in the future, alongside the traditional business model, maybe this might be a good way of dealerships, Harley Davidson dealerships or any motorcycle dealership, to try and sell motorcycles as well. Enable some people, if they wish, to make online purchases of motorcycles. Certainly more on a regular basis. But would you do it? Would you actually just buy a motorcycle that you've never seen? Now, if it's, let's say, for a couple of £1,000 or dollars or shekels or whatever, maybe you might take a punt. But something more than that, 10, 15, 20,000, 30,000, are you really going to buy something online without seeing it first, without giving it a test ride to see if you really like it? Maybe, maybe not. Now, I suppose it really depends what kind of motorcycle it's in and what kind of condition it's in, especially if it's a used one. You may be just buying a bike because it's spare parts for another bike that you've got that it's exactly the same. So you don't really care what the condition is because you know you can just rape it of parts for your own bike. You might be buying it as a collector's item. You might be buying it for a whole host of issues that actually you're never ever going to ride that bike. You're just going to have it either as parts, donor, or you're going to have it as a stationary display in your home, whatever it is. It might be a case that when you actually take delivery of the bike, whether it's a used one or a new one, you have the right to return it. Maybe there might be a case where you can buy something or reserve a bike online, then make arrangements with the dealership to go and view the bike, see if you like it, and then have it delivered. If you don't like the bike once you've had it for a week or so, then you can return it. Well, let's see if that happens. So it's an interesting area which we get into. Mail order Harley Davidsons, mail order motorcycles, they are becoming more popular. But certainly at the budget end, I would say it's not a bad way to go, especially if you live in the middle of nowhere. There isn't a dealership near to you. There aren't many other people around you. You're going to have to travel huge distances just to go and view bikes. Actually, this might be an easier way to do it. Just mail order a bike in, and if you like it, great. If not, send it back. But a Harley Davidson? Really? Buying it online? Without even test riding it? Without even seeing it first? I'm not so sure I would. But maybe I am the lone island here. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments below. Tell us if you'd actually contemplate buying a bike online, any bike, whether it's a cheap budget bike or a more expensive bike. But would you buy a Harley Davidson? Would you ever buy a bike that you haven't test ridden first of all? I'd be loath to say whether I would ever do that. Now, if it's for parts, as I've said, maybe I would. But even for parts, I would like to have a good look over the bike or the parts, you know, pick it up, inspect it, see if it's what I need. Otherwise, you might be just buying a box of junk, really. But let us know what you think. Please like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell as well. Leave your comments. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com and the Harley Parley page, especially for all Harley Davidson bits and pieces, all the maintenance schedules and all extra templates for your Sport Glide and other soft tails as well. And I'll catch you again on another video. Ta-da now. Bye.
RevelatorAlf.